Yeah, because I'm liking the fact that we're making, videos about how we feel about certain things. But
Exactly.
hey, man, it's how we feel. It's our opinions and our thoughts. I don't, there doesn't need to be any negativity. I mean, if you feel a certain way, you want to say something, then that's cool. But keep it light, bro.
Exactly. No, like, stop with the name calling. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and you can disagree all you want. That's fine. But if you're going to disagree, listen to the full video first. Because a lot of the time, the people disagreeing, we already addressed the point. And a lot of people in the comment section saying, you're wrong.
You have to catch the full context. You have to catch the full context in order to understand exactly what we're saying.
Exactly, because it's a lot of people in the comment section that actually were saying exactly what we say in the videos. But you can tell they didn't listen to it, where you guys are saying the same thing we were saying. But yeah, man. Well, if you're going to be in the comment section talking crazy or name calling, you could disagree all you want. Name calling and stuff like that, you're getting blocked. Be real. Yeah. We don't need that around here. And
we are voting you off the island.
Yeah, we got plenty of subscribers and we're growing. We don't need you here.
You're voting you off the island.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Just be real with y'all. I'm not down with the name calling. Y'all can't attack our character. Y'all don't even know us. We all know what we do for the world. Like, we risk our lives every day for y'all. So
yeah,
the fuck out of here.
So suck it. This has been an interesting podcast journey. I'm needless to say, we sorry y'all had to hear that. Our faithful listeners, those are faithful subscribers. Sorry you had to hear that. It's just we had to, talk a little bit about people and then some things in the comment section. But hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody showing us love, and like, you can disagree all you want. That's fine. But y'all really got to get the context of the full video. I'm glad the intros are grabbing your attention, but a lot of time the intros are just a setup for the entire video. You got to listen to the entire video. If you don't listen to the entire video, you're going to sound stupid in the comment section, because a lot of you guys are saying the same thing we were saying. So,
yeah. And if you have certain issues, then address them appropriately. But if you can't address them appropriately, then make your own show. Talk about what you want to talk about. Make your own comments. Do that.
This is not easy. Exactly. This is not easy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're growing. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you feel a certain way and you want to say something and you want to do it for yourself, then go ahead and do it. But we're doing what we have to do and what we want to do and what we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. It's not easy. Putting your face on camera, talk and speak your opinion, because a lot of times we could say things, we could be wrong, but it takes a lot of courage to come on camera and give your own opinion. A lot of you guys wouldn't do that. It's plain and simple. It takes a lot of courage to get on here and do that. And a lot of people in the comment section are cowards. They will never say those things to our face. So
honestly,
keep the name. No need for name calling. No need for name calling. Y'all, Ferg is a bodybuilder and I'm a boxer. So I'm telling y'all don't want the problems. Like, not in person, but so be real with y'all. But all done with the nonsense, man.
So announcements. We haven't talked about music in a while. Is there anybody you've been listening to? I know I asked you earlier. Dude, this is gonna sound crazy. Like, it gets me pumped though when I'm about to work out. I listen to a lot of Jacksonville rappers like J. Breezy, Wappa with the Chopper, and Spinner Benz, Young and Ace, Fulio. It's a couple more. I'm forgetting one of my favorite, GMK. I'm listening to a lot of those. They get me pumped up. I need some. I've been listening to the R&B list playlist you sent me. I definitely need some more like trap soul type music, because Bryson Tiller is not putting out music and it's frustrating. He did put out a good song though, called Outside. It's to the it samples the the Ying Yang, the Whisper song. Oh, does it?
It samples that, and bro, it's crazy. It's hella good. I like it.
I thought Bryson Tiller put out something not that long ago, but yeah, I mean, I guess you on that Florida drill stuff, man.
Just for working out, when I'm going on a run, bro, it's the best music.
Yeah,
real with you.
You might have to send me some stuff. I mean, it's probably like when I was younger, I probably listened to Florida artists, but ever since I, traveling, I listened to other artists from other places. So
yeah. But Jacksonville, they hot right now, man.
Yeah, I believe it, man. But as far as like music for me, man, ESTG's new album.
Oh man,
yeah, I never felt none. Boy,
that's my boy. ESTG
I don't think he misses.
Is one of them dudes. He just one of them dudes, bro. He's a solid dude,
man. And then the track he got on there with MGK, and he got a track on there with Future too. Man,
for real? I haven't listened to the full album yet.
Yeah, man, the beats, just his storytelling, just like everything he's got on there, the different
his
features.
Selection is fire.
Yeah,
bro.
Man.
He got a interesting story because the dude was a really good football player.
Was he?
Playing college and everything? Yeah. But people get confused. Like I grew up with people that's real good at sports, but in the streets at the same time. Even if you go to private schools, you go to the private school to play sports, but you're going back to the hood every day. It's really like that because people say he can't be from the streets. He went to this school, did that. No, it's people that really do that to try to better their lives, but they still going back to that neighborhood. They still going back to that environment every day. So
it's like that crosstown traveling.
Exactly. Yeah, people do it all the time.
I know what you mean, man. Like I grew up with a lot of kids, they went and played sports to kind of like better their lives. Cause I mean, you have a chance to get a scholarship, but we lived in certain areas that weren't too cool and that kind of dealt with a certain lifestyle. So I know exactly what you meant.
I want to say ESTG was the number 1 ranked linebacker in Division II college football when he played. It was like he was ranked up there like top something, but he was one of the best linebackers in the country.
Or
whatever.
Crazy.
I think he's either linebacker or defensive end. And then I believe his mother and brother got killed either the same day or within a week of each other. He's in the hospital, I think. It's just crazy, man. It is crazy. So shout out to him. I'm glad he's doing what he's doing, and just stay out of trouble, bro. Stay out of trouble.
Also, real quick, and I've been wanting to talk about it. Shout out to all of CMG, man. Man, Yo Gotti, bro. I love to see him and everything that he's doing because I've been listening to him for a while. But shout out to Yo Gotti, Moneybag Yo, Black Youngster, freaking Mozzie. He locked
up. Shout out to Glorilla.
Yep. Even though Mozzie locked up right now. And ESTG. Yeah, shout out to that whole squad, bro.
Yeah, they stacked, bro.
Killing.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
That's a murder roster right there, bro.
Yeah, I've been listening to Yo Gotti. Actually, the first song I heard with Yo Gotti ever was like an R&B song with Pleasure P. I forgot what it was called, but it was the first song. I think it was his first big single ever. A long time ago. I would have to be 7th, 8th grade, bro. But he's come a long way. Shout out to Yo Gotti, man. He's been doing this thing for years, man. I like to tell artists, stay out of trouble, man. Stay out the way. Stay out the way.
He was patient. He was patient with everything.
Yeah. And I feel like I know people say rappers get targeted because unfortunately what happened to PNB Rock.
Yeah.
That's why every time I love like artists that, they make it, right? We gotta move smart. PNB Rock got caught up in a situation he shouldn't have been in. Rest in peace to him. Like, that's why, like, when I speak on rappers, that's why I always say, stay on the right path. Stay focused. Don't get involved with you're a millionaire now. Stay out of trouble, man. Like, a lot of artists got to carry that image. A lot of rappers really come from that, but you made it, bro. You made it. You like,
keep your head low. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't want to be in a situation like that, man.
Focus on the music and focus on the money.
Exactly. Yeah. You got it made. You did it. Come on. Yeah. Don't let the fans get you killed. Don't let the fans get you in jail, man, because you got to maintain an image.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
But just one last music announcement I had. So we talked about this dude a couple weeks ago. Me going to his concert. I actually seen a live show of him a while back. great young man, very humble. I love his music. It's different to kind of like listen to something out of the box every once in a while. But Dermot Kennedy, he's really doing his thing right now. His new album Saunders coming out November 4th. And I like to just recognize him right now because he actually recently got recognized by the biggest rapper in the game, and he was gifted an OVO chain this past week. So yeah, shout out to Dermot,
shout out to Drizzy.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to you. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah.
To keep doing it, keep grinding. The grind never stops. I've done music, it never stops. You got to keep going, man. Don't get too comfortable because there's always somebody that's going to come from your spot, no matter how talented you are. In music, hard work would always beat talent. You got very talented rappers that can rap, but they ain't working. It takes a lot of work. Why do you think Drake been on top for so long? You think it's no joke. Like Kanye, people like those, Jay-Z, Eminem. I'm going older, but then you even got people like Lil Baby. Look how much work Lil Baby's putting in. It's no joke. Keep grinding. You
got to build your own lane too. Build your own lane.
Do not
look at some of these artists who build their own lane. Like you said, Lil Baby, Drake did the same thing, and even some of the female rappers too, like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, kind of like build their own lane, and even like Meg Thee Stallion. To be honest with you, they kind of like did their own thing and kind of just said, "Hey, we're gonna do what we need to do in order to get our shine." But no, you're exactly right.
Female rap is weird, man. It's like with female rappers, it's like it feels like they have this thing like it can only be one. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's very weird to me. Like Nicki Minaj she's been on top for so long, and it's like Cardi B came along, and now it's a beef. What the hell? For what? And why can't y'all coexist? I mean, I don't know if there's anything personal going on. You know what I mean? I don't know if the fans sparked it. I don't know what, but like I feel like every time, it's female rappers, it's always a click. You see it click up, and like you got the rappers that Nicki Minaj like and mess with the female rappers, and then you got the female rappers that like Cardi B mess with, and it's like they collide. It's weird, bro.
Yeah, that's something we got to like dive into deeper one of these days. But yeah, I understand exactly what you mean. It always seems like they can't coexist, and there always got to be one. I mean, definitely, and especially them being from the same city. I think that kind of plays into it too. But
yeah, but they can't out. I'm gonna be real. If we're talking about mainstream popular rappers, and I'm not talking about like the underground female rappers that rap. Oh yeah. Ain't none of these mainstream rappers. None of these mainstream rappers female rappers can out rap Nicki. It's just not happening, bro. It's just not happening. None of the mainstream was it's not happening. So I know why she's been on top for so long. She can actually. You
said none of like the underground or just none of the
I'm talking about mainstream. I'm saying I don't include them when in this conversation. I don't include the underground like the rapidy rap female rappers because they really rap. But a lot of the mainstream female rappers, they use like Nicki is a rapper, but you got Cardi B is very talented and she doesn't get enough. Even if you don't write your own songs, delivering a song is not easy. Making a song a hit is not easy. So
you have to have the cadence, you have to have flow, you have to have, like you said, delivery. You have to have all that stuff. No, I understand what you're saying, but it's like to me, it's like. I feel like those certain rappers that are underground, those certain rappers that really aren't as mainstream, they have, they understand the better delivery, better flow, like better, I guess, street style.
They actually rap. They rap. They write their own music and stuff. Like I'm saying, like Cardi B, there is being able to make a song a hit is a talent within itself. But I'm like we're talking about mainstream female rappers. Nicki Minaj is like untouchable. Because she can actually rap. But I'm not taking away from the other female rappers when I say that. I'm just saying that it's a reason Nicki been on top for so long. And really, it's hard to take her spot. Even though Cardi B may have been more popular at one point, but when it comes to just rapping, it's no one can touch her. No one could touch Nicki Minaj, mainstream wise. That's what I like to separate that just because you got the same thing for males. It's underground rappers or rappers you never heard of that can out rap
a lot out rap a lot of the mainstream rappers. No, I know what you mean.
But as making a hit Nicki, is a talent, bro.
as far as Nicki, you could really see her talent on certain songs. Like, I mean, honestly, for me, when I think of like Kanye West Monster, like her,
yeah, that's always
yeah,
always
dude,
she has
like
the best verse. She has the best verse on there, bro.
the best verse. It's not even that's not even up for debate.
It's not even close. Like that was crazy, bro. Like, oh my god. Yeah. Shout out to Nicki. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Cardi. I love Glorilla, bro. Gorilla is I don't know what it is. She just go hard, bro. Like I think it's that like that element where it like now she's starting to get a lot of fame. You're starting to see her like the videos start to look more professional. But I like the ratchet. I like the hood. Like I like that part of her. You know what I mean? But you know that always happened with especially with female rappers. They they get bigger budgets and they start to lose that part of themselves because they're not in that environment no more. You know,
it's how all that influence happens to them. Like basically. They start out making their own music. They start out making their own projects, and they get to a point where, hey, we have to push the units, we have to push the numbers. So we're gonna start doing different things and kind of following the trends. You know,
female rappers had to be more than just rappers. They had to be models. They had to be all kinds of stuff. Like they have to be more than that. Yeah. Which I mean, it's part of being a woman. You know, feminine, but yeah, but it's a lot of talented female rappers out here, and I'm glad to see. So many of them get success. I just think it's weird that it's always they collide. You know, when they get so popular, like it can't be more than one. You know, like Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole have coexisted for over a decade now. You know what I mean? Wiz Khalifa and Big Sean they coexisted for over a decade. Like if you can coexist, you don't have to beef.
And all have done their own thing. But one topic that we will bring up and we'll do it for another episode is. We always talk about what certain artists who birth certain artists like Lil Wayne. Like I remember I said it, Lil Wayne birthed Migos, Future, Young Thug, and then everybody else under them, like those certain tiers. Mm-hmm. I want to know which female artists birth different artists, like kind of like influence certain artists to have a different, certain type of sound, different certain type of flow, certain style.
It's like
Nicki, who did she influence? You know, Cardi, who did she influence?
Oh yeah. You got to go older, like Lil Kim and Foxy Brown.
Yeah,
you know, and then you
maybe
got
even Lauryn
Hill, Remy Ma would be, but she had went to jail for a while. Because Remy Ma was supposed to be Nicki Minaj. Really, she went to jail.
Even when I think of like Meg Thee Stallion, she said her influence was like Pimp C, so she's from Houston.
She's from Texas, so you know. But obviously, her mom was a rapper. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, her mom rapped. So she got influence from different, and the thing about it, a lot of female rappers are influenced by males. You know what I mean? It's not like it don't have to be just women, but I get what you're saying for the question. Like, it's hard to say with Nicki because it's hard to say who came after Nicki. I mean, it wasn't anybody until Cardi B.
It was a long gap because Nicki then came out like what? 2009, 2010.
Yeah, around that time.
Like a long gap, and then her. I mean, the only other artist I could really think of that kind of made it big was like Iggy Azalea right after like Cardi, but not Cardi, but Nicki.
But she in a whole, even though she a rapper, she in a whole nother. We talking about, shout out to Iggy. But you know.
We could figure that out. We could plan because I know there's different tiers for that and different influences and things. You know, like you said, Foxy Brown, EVE, Remy Ma,
shout out to Eve. Dude, I used to love Eve. Oh my god. Yeah. This is the last thing I'm gonna say on the female rap is just weird, bro. It's a weird place because now we're finally getting an abundance amount of female rappers that coming out now. You know what I mean? I think. Nicki Minaj has been on top for so long. I think Cardi B actually opened the door for all these artists, all these female rappers to come out. I really feel like she paved the way for a lot of the newer artists because I don't want to say, I'm just speculation. I feel like Nicki Minaj is blocking female artists from female rappers, you know what I mean, from blowing up. But I think Cardi opened the door for the Megs, for the City Girls, for the Glorillas, for like, it's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of female rappers going mainstream, but it took that long gap, like we were saying, from Nicki Minaj to all the way to Cardi B, and then when Cardi B blew up, then you got a bunch of rappers that try to follow her blueprint, from a stripper to reality TV to a freaking rap. A superstar. Cardi B is literally a superstar. So she opened. I feel like Cardi really opened the door for what we're seeing now.
I can see like a lot of the, certain style, certain, the way they rap, certain, just the way they carry themselves, just that certain vibe. I can see basically Cardi B could have been like a main influence on them. Like we were saying, there's that long tier of no female rappers between the times of Nicki and Cardi. So I mean
Nicki Minaj had zero competition, bro. She had zero competition.
She was up there with the male rappers.
Yeah,
that was her competition. The male rappers.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So that's why I say I'm not saying Cardi B. I'm not saying she influenced all the female rappers coming out. I'm just saying she kind of opened the door to basically say, no, we can be as big as Nicki. We don't have to be Nicki. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can do it. So I think she really, like I said, it might not be a influence to these young women, but it definitely opened the door, and it's like the floodgates. When she got through, it's like, oh crap, like everybody's getting through now. Yeah. So yeah, but that's definitely we can do a whole video on that.
Yeah, I just feel like right now as a female rapper, you have to have more than one thing, more than one avenue, do different things. But yeah, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But so remember a couple weeks ago, probably about like a month and a half or so ago, we did that crazy story about basically that stepmom getting pregnant by her stepson.
Oh yeah.
Stuff was wild, right?
That was freaking crazy, bro.
Well, this story is better. I feel like this story is better. Kind of along the same lines, but yeah, this one, it's going to be interesting. Now, there's kind of this is like a certain side to where you could kind of discuss and maybe see certain reasons as to why it needs to happen. But let me just read it off, and I'll let you decide.
Oh man, I'm already knowing this about to be crazy. And I tell like for the audience, I tell Ferg when he has a crazy story, don't tell me. I want you guys to see my natural reaction, because I guess people comment or whatever they say, it's actually pretty funny that they're getting our natural reactions. It's not like rehearsed. This is serious. Like this is what it is.
All right, so a 56-year-old mother has revealed she is pregnant.
56?
With her own son's baby.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
After her daughter-in-law discovered she was unable to carry a child. So here's the whole story. So I'll let you decide. Nancy Hawk, however you say that, from St. George, Utah, decided to be a surrogate for her son, Jeff Hawk, 32, and his wife, Cambria, 30. After her daughter-in-law had a hysterectomy, meaning she was unable to carry more children. But the embryo transferred successfully, and the baby is now due in November, which Nancy says she cannot wait to give birth. Nancy administrator said, "I'd never imagined I would be pregnant at 56 or that this would be possible, but it is the most beautiful thing." Nancy decided she wanted to be surrogate for her son, Jess, and her daughter-in-law, Cambria, because they had struggled so much with fertility issues. The couple went through IVF treatment for 6 years for having twins, Vera and Avia, now 3. They then had another set of twins, Diziel and Luca, now 11 months. But the birth was traumatic and led to Cambria needing a hysterectomy, leaving her unable to carry any more children. But the couple still had more frozen embryos in storage, which they had been hoping to implant.
Wait a second, dude. So they already have 4 kids.
Yeah. So long story short, daughter-in-law couldn't have any more kids. They asked the mom to be the surrogate. So now the embryo's inside the mom, but it's her son's sperm and the daughter-in-law.
So when you read it, right, it said the mother wanted to be. Did they ask her? Or did she just say, "I'll do it"?
I think she's just excited. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Like, okay, when you first read the title, I'm like, what the hell? But this makes sense, but still, it'll make me feel uncomfortable. That's not right. Like, I don't even
giving birth to your son's child.
Yeah, I don't really like your son's semen. That's disgusting. It went inside you.
Well, I think it wasn't the insemination process. I think there's the process where you have to the embryo has to
incubated it.
Yeah, then you plant it. Yeah, I think it's that because I thought the same thing at first. I thought the same thing at first, like, oh, she had to be inseminated, but
yeah,
because that's gross.
So how do they put the embryo inside her? The surgery?
The turkey baster? I don't know.
I don't know because so if our listeners, if you guys know, you guys and gals know, let us know.
Educate us.
Yeah. So, because I don't want to sound crazy, we're not trying to be like inconsiderate or you know what I mean. But yeah, that's a crazy story, bro. Like that is wild. Like that is a very interesting. So I know especially with couples of the same sex, right? You can get the DNA from, say, you got two women, right?
Yeah.
You can get the DNA from one woman and get it in. I don't know exactly how they do it because I have, people in my family. I don't know if they're going to see this. I don't want to be like disrespectful or anything, but yeah. So they can have babies and then have both of their genes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how they do it, but it's possible. Which is, I don't know if they can do that for two men though. I'm not exactly sure
how they would.
I'm not saying impregnate the man. I'm saying like get both of their DNA and gene. You put it in a woman. Yeah, I don't know how that works to get both of the men's DNA, but I know it's the way where they can get like both of the woman's genes or DNA, and But that's crazy, bro. That is very interesting. I just will feel uncomfortable with you got to tell your kid that your grandmother
gave birth to you and not your mom. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like so. Basically, she's just a just a placenta. I mean, just a uterus at that point. Just giving birth to.
That's just crazy.
Basically, her grandchild. I guess this would be the proper term for her grandchild is growing inside of her, and she's just feeding her grandchild as
So like she's not. I don't like. You guys definitely got to educate us. I don't want to sound. I'm ignorant to the subject. I'm ignorant to this. So, so there are any? Well, obviously, right. Obviously the dad has some of his mom's genes,
Yeah.
But with the grandchild, is it getting some of the grandmother's genes from the grandmother during this process? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if there's a possibility for that, but like you said, in the comments they could educate us and kind of like maybe give us some information, maybe give us a web page or a web link to look at to kind of get more educated.
Yeah, I'm actually intrigued. Like, I don't want to come off, like I said, I don't want to ever come off like being insensitive, right? That's the word. I'm just curious, man. That's crazy. Like, I got so many questions, man. Like, another thing, they already have 4 kids. They want more.
Yeah, 2 sets of twins, I guess. Right? Yeah, it's 2 sets of twins.
Like, I can understand being that desperate if you can't have one, but you guys don't have 4, man. Look, preference. That's what you guys want. Big families, especially in Utah. I know they have a lot of was it Mormons? Actually,
Mormons, yeah.
Our boy, I ain't gonna say his name on here, but our boy we used to work with.
He's from Utah.
You should know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
He's from
Idaho. He's still a Mormon. Yeah, right. He's still
yeah.
That's what I mean. He's still So they have big families. Dude got 4 or 5 kids, 4 or 5 dogs. Shout out to, I'm not gonna say his name on here, but shout out to you, bro. But that's
something
crazy,
else,
man.
Something else I learned from someone working in a medical facility that was kind of weird to think about, and that has something to do with this. So you technically, your grandmother had you kind of gave birth to your egg. Yeah,
because you birthed from your mother.
Yeah, because when a female's born, she has all her eggs from birth. Mm-hmm. So that's another.
It's just
weird thing.
Weird.
Yeah,
it's just weird to think about like that. Like thinking about genetics and human and birth and giving like life. Like it's all interesting. Like when I just seeing my daughter being born was literally the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. Just like my wife just pushed out a life. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, like we got that's why I'm always happy I'm a dude. We got the easy part.
Yeah.
Like our part is fine. It's fun. But yeah, pushing, it's really a like a, I can't think of the word, but life giving, it's an amazing thing that women can do, is give life, pushing out a life. And
that's just your
amazing.
Body is going through a lot of stuff, a lot of pain, a lot of emotions, hormones, all that stuff.
Which is a miracle, bro.
I think, I don't know. This is just me thinking out of my head, but have you ever seen the movie? What is that movie? The Island with Ewan McGregor, and
what is it about?
So basically, it's about clones. It's about clones, and they're working in this like laboratory, like round the clock, and they don't know that they're clones. So they think that they're part of this process, selection process, to go on to live a better life. But actually, the clones are like they're an insurance policy for the real person, the person that the DNA was taken from. So basically, say if you had to have like a kidney transplant, so your clone, they're going to get the kidney from that clone, and then kill the clone off later. So it's just an insurance policy.
This is some Rick and Morty type shit.
So basically, what I'm saying is, in the movie, like, there was a clone of a woman who was pregnant, and instead of the actual woman giving birth, they just the clone gave birth. That way, she wouldn't have to go through the process of giving birth.
You can't. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. But I was. That's not fair.
Yeah,
that's something like is necessary, right? Like that's why like a mother's love for a child is unmatched. Mm-hmm. They literally had to push you out of their body. A mother and a baby have like and everybody relationship with their mother isn't great, but like it's kind of like an unbreakable bond. Like if your mother is going to be the last person that loves you, right? Like what I'm trying to say is you can fuck up. Everybody can hate you. Your mama still gonna love you. You know what I mean? Unless you out here murdering people and doing crazy shit, but
for the most
it's nothing like a mother's love. It's nothing like a mother's love. So
yeah.
I feel like pregnancy, exactly. And I'm not taking away from the women that can't have babies. I'm unfortunate in this terrible situation, and I wish I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. But that's like part of being I don't want to say like I feel like that's part of being a woman is giving birth, giving life is like
having those motherly instincts, having those basically you're thinking like you're a natural nurturer in a way. Basically, there's always some type of like part of you that like wants to take care of something that you help bring into this world, something that you help create. I can understand what you're saying.
And I'm not taking away from the women that unfortunately like it's a very terrible situation that can't do it, can't give birth. Like it's terrible. I wouldn't wish that upon any woman. So I'm not taking away from like the love they have for adopted kids. There's nothing to do with that. I'm just saying like based off the movie, that's not fair to your child and to the clone. Like that's something you're supposed to go through. Right. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not taking away from the women who can't. It's like I said, it's a terrible situation. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
No, yeah, it's an old movie too. It's not like I don't know, like I guess a lot of people haven't seen it. It's just I just happened to see it because it was one of the many movies we had in the break room. But no, I completely understand. It's I mean, obviously, I'll never understand what it's like to be a mom, but I do understand that a mother's love is enduring and it's unconditional. And like you said, you can mess up, you could go through things, but your mom will always be there for you to give you everything that you need, and the tough love as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We love different, but I feel like dad's love is similar to our mothers, but we didn't go through that process of literally the pain of pushing you out. So it's a little different. Fathers are more of like, a lot of the times, the discipliners, the provider, a lot of the times. But it's a similar love. It's just like I said, like you said, unconditional love from the mother. Like I love my daughter more than anything. You know what I mean? But I feel like the mother's love is unmatched.
No, that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Shout out to parents worldwide.
Yeah, and shout out to I guess to tie back into the crazy story, the mother would do anything for her children, right? Give birth, she would even give birth to her own grandchild for her son. So that's crazy.
Having a kid at 56, though.
Exactly. At 56, that's very dangerous. 56. Usually after 35, women need to tone it down a little bit with that, because you're not only putting yourself at risk, but putting the baby's life at risk. Get to the age where a lot of times the kids aren't healthy. And that is it. Obviously, you can give birth to a healthy baby, but it higher the risk, right? So
it's a very geriatric birth. But at the same time, me thinking, I thought, I think a woman by that time would have gone through menopause. But I don't know how all that stuff works.
Hey, I don't know how that works, but I'm saying, like, if the kid was already, if you're just being an incubator, I don't know how that would affect it. You know what I mean? I don't know. We don't know.
This is really weird to think. Talking about uteruses and placentas and fallopian tubes.
Women and our women listeners, don't get offended. Just correct us. We don't. We're just talking about a topic we want to understand. It's just an interesting, very interesting
it's really
subject.
I didn't think I would find a story like this, but hey, nothing in the world really surprises me anymore, to be real with you.
Yeah, at this point, it's very hard to surprise me. Like, it's very, at this point.
Like, they could tell me aliens are running the government. I was like, yeah,
bro.
That's probably what is happening at this
probably
point.
Shit, maybe. At this point. It's just, man, it's just, life is just crazy. The world is crazy. So much going on right now, man. It's just, sometimes that's why I look forward to doing the podcast. I feel like we can just talk about things, and I feel like it's a happy place, bro. Because the world and life is just, like, beyond crazy, man. Like, it's the craziest things happen every day. I go on Reddit and violence. I go on Reddit and, dude, I was on Reddit scrolling, and I accidentally clicked on something, and this is gonna sound crazy. So a dude, I'm not going to say the country, but basically, they were going to space. It was an astronaut, and I guess somehow his body crashed on Earth, but they had a funeral for his body, for the remains, but it was just it was burnt up, and just the top half, it was like, what the? Oh my God, he fell from space. And was
like the impact. So, like, the atmosphere and all the other spheres you'd fall through would burn you up by the time you re-enter everything. Re-enter, basically coming back to Earth. So
when he had him in a casket, it literally just looked like a rock. He looked like a rock. Ooh. It was bad. But then remember, we back when we worked together, we watched a dude jump from space onto the Earth. You remember that?
I think we remember watching that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was But dude, I don't know how that person did it and safely. But I mean, the person that got burnt up and died was back in like the 60s. So I mean, we've come a long way. But
what the hell?
I'm never going to volunteer to jump from space. I don't even want to go to space.
I think the dude who was jumping from space from that point, what we watched, apparently he passed out a couple times while he was falling.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of, because the thing is this:
wake up,
you're falling. Yeah, you wake up and you're still falling.
Let's say, like, most of the time, like, people, like, if you jump out of a plane, you would pass out before you knew you were about to die. You literally pass out. A lot of people die in the air, like they die from just shock in the air.
So as soon as you jump, that's it. You could that's the last time you're having consciousness, because apparently you're just going to fall back to the planet and just die. But you're unconscious in the process.
I've watched people survive those falls. Like I'm like Reddit is crazy. Shout out to Reddit. Like I'll be on Reddit and scrolling and I click on something and these two planes. It's an old video, but like from like a couple years ago. But two basically planes, skydiving planes, crashed. And one of the planes had to jump off that bitch. They all survived, which is just crazy. They collided. Like two planes collided. Because I asked my wife, I was like, "What
collide?"
It was just basically skydiving planes, not like actual commercial planes, but they crashed. Like, how the fuck is it possible the two planes run each other? You got the whole sky, bro. It's not like
you literally have the whole sky.
They hit each other, and everywhere the planes had to jump off that bitch. Everybody survived, but just thinking like, dude, what the? You all scared out a bit?
You know, and this is the weird thought. In hindsight, once you're in the sky, you're technically in space. In a way, once you get above a certain level. You're technically, because everything is just sphere after that.
Yeah.
Everything is just sphere. Yeah. But
yeah, bro.
Technically, you're
crazy
in the realm of space. Yeah.
And they say some people actually survive those, like falling to the ground from a plane without a parachute. Some people survive somehow. Like, I'm like, what the?
One day we'll do a crazy story, but there is a crazy story of a lady who fell out of a plane and survived. Yeah. Long time ago.
Could you imagine just see somebody fall from the sky? Like, what can you do? Nothing. Like, oh shit! Like just looking at them falling from the sky. Or like,
I think she hit a couple things on the way down, but she survived.
Yeah, they say actually, like hitting a tree could actually save your life.
Oh, yeah, it breaks your fall.
Yeah, it hurt like hell, but I mean, you're alive.
That's what they tell you whenever you fall off like something tall or like a ladder. Don't roll when you fall. That way the impact doesn't catch up with you.
Yeah, guess what? People always go wrong trying to land on their feet. It was something else. Some dude tried to off himself and jumped out of a building and survived, but now you're just looking stupid on the ground. Like, oh my god, like this is crazy, dude. And
waiting to die.
The thing about it, you did that. Now you survived. Now you paralyzed for the rest of your life. Oh my god. Now, oh my god. You can even off yourself if you wanted to now because you can't. You literally physically can't do it.
Yeah, man. This is a. I was just gonna say, being terrible at killing yourself. I mean, it's a dark topic, but
yeah. Oh yeah. It's touchy. Oh, I don't want to get banned, but it's some crazy stories, and you guys should start leaving some crazy stories in the comments for us to react to, man. We'll react to it. There's some crazy stories out there. I'll just be on Reddit like, what the hell?
And I know there's some true crime people out there, people that know something about, certain murders and murder mysteries that have happened. Leave those in the comments too, and we'll talk about them. Maybe depends on how.
My wife, yeah, nothing too crazy to get us banned, but yeah, my wife loves that kind of stuff. Dude, she's probably in the bedroom watching crime shows right now. That's all she does is watch crime shows. I'm like, dude, I can watch scary movies and stuff like that, but the scary thing about crime shows is they really happened.
Real, yeah.
And that stuff like gives me nightmares, bro. Like it really, like Chucky's not going to really happen, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to really happen. But like these crime shows are all true stories.
Like, another thing is this: every time I'm watching like a biopic or some type of documentary, I think to myself like something like this is happening right now, somewhere out there in the U.S. or wherever in the world. And the next big crime or the next big scandal or the next big murder, serial killer, whatever is happening right at this moment.
They say the odds of you getting murdered by a serial killer is very slim. But the fact that the chance of it could still happen is crazy. Like crime shows, like they make it seem like it happens a lot. It really doesn't in the grand scheme of things. But the fact that it does happen, like Jesus, like when my wife is watching these shows, I'm like, I wonder what the hell these people were thinking. Like, damn, this is it. You know what I mean? Like this crazy shit. Like,
you know what just popped up on the Netflix right now?
The Dahmer,
yeah,
Dahmer, yeah. We're gonna start watching it tomorrow. That. Is it good?
It's pretty good, man. They got your boy Evan Peters playing.
Yep. We watched the trailer. I actually was going to watch it when it first came out, but I was gonna wait for my wife to get back home because I know that's something she'll be really interested in.
But here's the thing.
Go for it.
No, here's the thing. it seemed like when I was thinking about like the time frames of some of these serial killers that were out and about, like the Ted Bundys, Jeffrey Dahmers, the Zodiac killers, the John Wayne Gacy's. It happened. It seems like these people started coming out between like the 60s, like the early 60s to kind of like mid to late 80s. I don't know what was going on in the U.S. to populate certain thought processes like this.
Easy as hell to get away with, and people are just crazy. I mean, I feel like there are more crazy people today. They just don't get away with it. There's no way you're getting away with 17 people, bro. Like unless you, I mean, honestly, like either a mass shooting or like a gang affiliated crime, like, or somebody's like in Chicago racking up bodies. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're going to get caught, bro. Like today is like I said, I work with certain people. I know how this stuff goes. Like you're going to get caught. There's so many ways to catch people, bro. It's crazy. That's why I tell people, if you commit a crime, you're going to get caught eventually if you keep doing it. So,
or like, what's that? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I was just going to say, like, I was talking to my wife, and it was something interesting that like some like Dahmer and all these people they're like, how do they get away with it? But so these people, you got these murderers that get like glorified and glamorized and get documentaries and movies. They get immortalized. Why are we so interested in these people? You know what I mean? Like these people were literally murderers, bro. Like,
well, and it's because their thought process isn't. So a lot of science, or like basically like I don't know, doctors and mental health specialists tried to like figure out as to why they had issues with like being part of society, connecting to people, certain emotions, empathy, things like that. I think there's the reason why that one thing they found that connected them all is that there's something in their brain that didn't allow them to empathize with human pain and human emotion. And that's the reason why they kind of acted the way they did. And their home life was another big catalyst as well. Their childhood, their early development, things like that.
You want to know something interesting though? That's all. Like you make a great point. But I don't want to say the number one serial killer, but the dude with the most bodies is a black dude, but you never hear about it. No documentaries, no movies, no nothing. You know, if you think that's interesting. Like my wife pointed that out to me. I'm like, that's very interesting. You never hear nothing about it. No, nothing. No, anything. It's like, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? I would be interesting to hear what the hell he had going on, but it's like nobody cares about that guy. But we're so interested in these other people. You know what I mean? Like, and we're glorifying it and actually making people that have these issues think it's like, I'm going to be famous if I do this. You know what I mean? I'm going to be immortalized.
So I have one question to that, the guy that I guess your wife knows about. Was he killing black people?
I don't know, to be honest. I'd have to ask her. I don't know. We can bring that up next episode because I'm gonna start watching the Dahmer stuff. We can talk about it. I don't know. I have no idea. But if he was, that makes sense. Why nobody cares?
It makes sense. Yeah.
I have to ask
because I'm always saying like, and people will hate me. I don't care. But I know that when it comes to black on black crime, people are always like, okay, well, we're not going to pay attention to that. But when it's black on white crime, oh, now we got to call in the dogs. Now we got to get police to investigate. Now we got to put our resources into it.
It is interesting, and especially like growing up in a city, where I'm from, and even being like cities like Detroit, and Chicago, L.A., where the black on black crimes are in one section of the city. As long as what I've learned is, as long as the crimes aren't getting committed where other people are, is what it is. Literally, that's how it is. Because each race, so white on white crime is a real thing. Hispanic on Hispanic crime is a real thing because the crime is going to happen with the people you're around.
Yeah.
We're black or African American, whatever else we are, because we got a bunch of different, but we know these things because this is our environments, right? So we pick up on it, but in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture, it does seem like, especially in these major cities, that as long as you don't do it where other people are, or people that
matter, people that got money, they don't really care. It's the truth, because you're not hurting anything but your own community.
Yeah,
they're not hurting anything. Unless, like, a lot of times, if less kids are involved, stuff like that, and people will, but or it's something that gets to like such a big of attention to the world, that's when people care. But if it just happened in the South Side of Chicago,
it's like a normal thing.
It's the truth, bro. It's the truth. But when a rapper in Chicago, I'm not saying people's name, a rapper in Chicago got killed in the Gold Coast, where basically no crimes happen in that part of Chicago. It's one of the safest places in the world. When a rapper got killed, gang member was killed there. Now all of a sudden everybody's involved, feds, everything. So got these guys out of here. So
that is an interesting take, because the thing is this: whenever all these school shootings happen, all over the news for weeks, damn near months. Whenever there's shootings that happen in like certain neighborhoods, inner city, places where there's a lot more minorities or black people, let's just call it for what it is. You really don't see that as much or being reported, because I guess it's seen as normal, or it's just seen as just another statistic to a certain group of people, and the people who are reporting the news anyway. So that's not really news. Whereas if those certain things were, like you said, happening in areas where people have money, people are important or seen as important, then obviously that's going to be reported, because hey, they have to push their own agenda.
Yeah, I told, like, I break it down like this, because I could look at it from both perspectives. Growing up in certain areas and making it out of certain areas, and looking back with a different kind of like judgment. The news is going to the national news is going to report news that people are going to tune into, right? School shootings, I don't know if we can say that, but are something that people is going to spark attention. But somebody getting killed on the South Side of Chicago will be on the Chicago's news. But if it's not someone of status or importance, it's not going to make the national news, because that's a local news thing. Just kind of like look at it like this: the local PD in a certain city, they're going to take on certain cases. The feds come when it gets to a certain point. Just like the national media is only going to report on something that the nation is going to want to hear about. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff, the local shootings and stuff, and unless it's someone of importance, is going to be local news.
A lot of times it's something political too. When there's something happening in a certain region, certain state as of political interest, then they're going to be on that 24/7 talking about it, bringing up who was involved, what senator, what governor, all that different stuff, because they like to divide us politically too. It's all about pushing a certain agenda. That's the way I look at the news, and just
that's what the media is.
And who they support politically: CNN, Fox News, different types of NBC News. These certain news networks, they support a certain type of political agenda. They support different people in different things. So it's whatever they want to report, honestly.
Yeah. So the media is interesting, right? It's this guy. Yeah. I don't know if you heard of him. His name is Charleston White, black dude, Dallas, Texas. Funny as hell. So he made a great point recently. So people hate him, right? People hate him in the black community because he says things that a lot of people think but just don't say. So he doesn't like rappers. So when rappers pass away, like, fuck them, because people fall in love with these rappers, right? But these rappers in their past life, before they were famous and rich, were killing people, right? And nobody, when they're saying I'm smoking on this person, right? People sing it in their songs, but nobody's saying like, "Oh, what happened to this person? It was this 15-year-old boy got killed." Like, yeah, that's who you smoking on. That's not funny. But when the rappers got killed, and he's saying, "No, I'm smoking on them," now people mad because that's somebody they cared about, but they didn't know the other person, right? So he that's why people don't like him. But he makes a lot of good points. But this is the point I'm getting to. He said they put out some fake news, right? Said he shot himself in the leg at a strip club.
he didn't really do it, but just the media push it out and see how fast people were just so happy and happy to see his downfall. And now it wasn't true. And I got to give credit to one of my friends because I sent him the story because I thought he got shot. But I wasn't somebody that was happy he got shot. But he was like, I'm not going to believe it until more stuff come out. And he made a good point. Just like when this is going to be a touchy subject, when, situations where law enforcement kills a black person.
Yeah.
You got a lot of white people that say, well, let's get the full story first. But then you got a lot of black people just outraged. They don't care about the truth. They don't care if the cop was literally trying to defend his life because dude put a gun out. We don't know. Like, a lot of the times it's not the case, but you get people on one side saying, okay, let's wait and see before we react. And you got some people that just want to react before they get the full story. His whole point was, you see how people react before they hear the full story. The media. So that's another thing about the media. They just want to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
They don't got to tell the truth. It could be a lie. They don't want a reaction.
And the thing is with the media too, sometimes they don't report the full story in full context. So now you're getting half a story without all the information that you need in order to make your opinion or base whatever you want to talk about on what's going on. So you kind of just being misled and misguided by everything you just saw on the news. And now more days we get our news through Instagram or whatever news article or social media basically. So that's a lot of time misleading too, because the thing is this, just like in the same political realm, how they just want us to see what they want us to see. Social media is the same way. A lot of it's fake. A lot of it is just misguiding us and wanting us to believe what they want us to believe so we can buy into whatever agenda they have.
Yep. And another thing about social media is what I've learned is people don't care to hear about both sides or the truth. Like when you look at people's comments, they're basing their specific comments off their life experience instead of listening to the full story. Like some people base their opinion is formed from their life experience. That's fair. But sometimes you got to take yourself out of the situation and be realistic. Like you got the things, and this is a touchy one, but say you got someone that grew up rough, grew up with a single mother, and, just grew up a little harder. Then you got somebody that grew up in a 2-parent home, middle class. Those people's opinion is going to be different about life. One person might hate their father. One person's father is their hero. You know what I mean? It's just different people. Then you got a story that comes out talking about a single mother. One group of people are going to feel a certain way about it. Another group of people are trying to be a little more understanding about it. People have to take themselves out of the equation sometimes when it comes to forming opinions about something, because when you put yourself into it, you're going to be biased.
It's starting to get harder to do that too, because they're teaching us that our truths are our truth and that we have to create our own reality and build our own self-identity. So it's starting to get harder to remove ourselves from how a situation played out or how a story played out, because honestly, the way we see things is how we want to perceive our own reality. Like, even if something didn't happen that way, we've still been brought up to believe like, hey, no, that's whatever you believe is your truth. So if you say it happened this way, if you say you saw it happen this way, or this is how you're interpreting it, then that's your reality. So you could live in that. No, forget about what everybody else is saying. That's their reality. It's however you feel or however you believe. But the thing is this, there's always 3 sides: their side, your side, and the actual truth. So
the thing, you made an excellent point. This is why it's so easy to manipulate people. This is why it's so easy, because people can't take them. Emotion. It's emotions. Yeah. Actually, we had a class today talking about, I'm not going to say that because I don't want people to know what I do, but you can get anything you want out of someone if you can emotionally, like, a human mind is like a computer. You got to work it a certain way to get it what you wanted to do. And that's what a lot of people, that detectives or people even that are at top of businesses, they know how to work people's minds, get emotions out of people. So this is why, rest in peace to Canvas Samuels, that why he was so, what's the word I'm looking for?
Adamant.
Yeah, but it's a word, I can't think of it. Basically where either somebody hates you or somebody loves you, but there's no in between. I can't think of it. I just had it in my head, but this is why he made such a big impact, because he was showing that people don't act off of logic. People act off of emotion, and you can see. So that's why people either loved or hated him. He got an emotion out of people, and that's how it's easy to manipulate people. You got to work their emotions. So the media does that. They work people's emotions. Mm-hmm. People, and when you put emotions to it, you don't think logically. Just like when you get into an argument with someone, especially someone you love, and they angry, they push your buttons instead of thinking logically, like, oh, I shouldn't say this thing because it's probably gonna hurt their feelings. You think with your emotions, fuck that person's feeling. I'm gonna say this. You know what I mean? And when I was able to, exactly,
you know how that person is gonna react to certain trigger words, and I understand the path you're going down. Like media, they use certain trigger words like black, white, you know, certain
white
terms
cop,
of
black
violence,
black victim. Yep,
yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to race, but then
it's even with genders, with everything, bro. It's whatever, what, like you were saying earlier, whatever agenda they want to push, that's what they're going to use.
Yep.
And when I think I became, it's like I've elevated as not only a person, I've elevated in life in general. When I've been able to take myself out of this situation, take my own personal life and take all my biases out of situations and look at it logically. And that's when I realized, and that's like we were saying at the beginning of this video, you go on the YouTube comments and see people acting off pure emotions. Our T'Challa video got people acting off pure emotions. Instead of listening to the video, you listen to the intro, and what I said hit a nerve. But you missed the overall point because you're just acting off your emotions instead of just shutting the fuck up and listening for a sec. You know what I mean? Like, people act off emotions. That's why polarizing. That's the word Kevin saying was polarizing. That's why we have so many. Why do you think polarizing figures get famous so fast, get big so fast? Because people either love or hate them, but you know what? They're going to listen. They're going to tune in. Yep. People tune in just to hate you. Like Skip Bayless, he's polarized. People tune in just either because they think it's funny or they just hate this guy and want to criticize him. Polarizing figures. Trump, polarizing figures, bro.
Either black or white.
Yep.
And I know this is a tangent, but I was just thinking when you were talking about the comment section, even if we're making, videos that you don't agree with or whatever the comments we're talking about, our opinions, it's not it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. Especially when we're talking about like certain, movie productions. What we say isn't going to affect how that movie's going to come out anyway, man. So what does it matter what we say? It's just how we feel.
Exactly. You don't have to listen. And people, the funniest thing is those videos get the most views. Our She-Hulk videos and our T'Challa video get the most views because that's why polarizing figures get so famous. That's not what we are here for. We're just here to talk about our opinion. We're not trying to be polarizing figures or whatever. We're just here to state our opinion. But that's the reason why the media, I took the intro out because I got sick of people that not listening to full video. But I put that intro here just to see people's reactions. And I got exactly what I wanted. Got the video on 12,000, 13,000 views. Because people love to hate. People love to be right.
They love controversy.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And that's, like I said, that's why polarizing figures get so famous and so rich, because people love to hate.
Mark my words.
To tune in to hate.
If we have more controversial topics, more this is versus that go against the grain of opinion, we will get more views,
be rich,
more comments, more, basically more engagement, because people love controversy. They want it. And honestly, it's that cancel culture stuff. It's honestly that cancel culture stuff. It's basically, no, I have to be right. I have to prove myself right. And while I'm proving myself right, I'm going to demean everything about you. And I'm going to make you feel, stupid in your own thoughts and make you reconsider what you're talking about.
Yep.
That's pointless.
And I exactly, bro. And that's why I took the intro out, because like I said, I got tired of people just being stupid in the comment section. But I put it there for a reason, because I knew it was going to make people mad. And that wasn't even the whole point. That little segment wasn't even the point of the video. If you listen to the whole thing in context, that had nothing to do with what we were really saying. But I took that specific clip because I know people were going to react to it. And the same thing with the She-Hulk clip and the She-Hulk title. Why are those our two biggest videos? People love controversy. People love to hate. People love to be right. They have to be right. And if we could take that route, if we really wanted to, well, we just enjoy talking. This is what we've been doing. Since we met 2017. This is just what we do. And we finally wanted to make a podcast. But if we wanted to, we can keep doing stuff like that.
It always poses
it's not hard.
It always poses the question: who do people like more, heroes or villains? Like, do you basically, do you want there to be conflict, or do you want there to be resolution? Like, honestly, like we aren't even attacking anybody, but you're acting like we are attacking somebody.
Exactly. And that was an experiment I did. That's not something I want to continue to do, but I really just wanted to see, because I noticed it. I didn't do it on purpose with the She-Hulk video, right? I just noticed, like, why is this video of all videos? So I did it again because I knew when I was saying that stuff in the video about the Wakanda Forever, I was like, that little 10 seconds sounds crazy. So let me put that at the beginning of the video. Let me put that in the intro. And look what happened. That just goes to show, bro. That just really goes to show how silly people are. We can easily, because I'm a people person. I love, I could turn that switch. I'm a business person too. I could easily just say crazy stuff all the time. And you know what I mean? And if we were really in it for that, for the money and all that, but we want to go organically. But if we really wanted to, that's nothing, bro. We can continue to do stuff like that and be polarizing figures. But this is not who we are. But it just goes to show why polarizing figures blow up so fast. Like, it's crazy, bro. And you make a great point. Do people like heroes or villains? People like villains, whether they want to admit it or not. Look at Thanos. People love Thanos. People love the Joker, Magneto, Doctor.
You know what? But you know why they love villains? You know why they love villains though? They love villains because they need someone to hate on. They need somebody to take that place of darkness. That way they're justified in whatever their hatred. Because those certain characteristics that they see in those villains is actually what they see in themselves. So that's why they're like, all right, well, I see that in those villains. And, those are the certain things I don't like about myself. So now I get a chance to hate on that villain because I actually hate those things about myself.
Yep. Exactly. And another thing, we want to grow organically. Sometimes we may have controversy, opinions and stuff, but it won't be on purpose. It's just our opinions. But like you said, the cancel culture is so crazy. You get canceled like that. Like, I forgot old boy name, but he was saying some crazy things, but it's his opinion. But they took him off Facebook, they took him off YouTube, TikTok, everything. They took him off everything. And it's just crazy that people can do that because of someone's opinion. And I love the fact, I proved it. People just want to be right.
People would rather cancel you than educate you. That's the problem. If what you're saying, if what someone is saying isn't, accurate, or maybe it's kind of misguided or misleading, take the time to educate them. Tell them what, maybe they're saying something wrong. Don't just cancel them.
It's hard to manipulate people like us because we are able to take ourselves out of the situation and look at it unbiasedly, look at it with logic. when you making content and dealing with people, is so you notice you start to, the things that start to get viewed the most are the things that go against the grain. They're the things that people are going to disagree with. Not even, that's like I said, that character, check him out sometime. Charleston White, this dude blew up. He's going against the grain. He's a polarizing figure. You love or hate him. Kevin Sims, love or hate him. Donald Trump, love or hate him. All these people are polarizing figures. They get an emotion out of you. People want to be right. People have to be right, bro. I was in the comment section just realizing people have to be right. No matter what you're saying, you could be agreeing. I literally told a guy, I agree with everything you say. I'm agreeing with you. He's still going, still arguing, not listening to anything. I'm like, dude, I agree. You're right. Not listening. You need to be right, bro. People need to be right. And that's... Well,
I think it's more like people need to be right, but at the same time, they need to prove you wrong as well. I think it's not just enough for them to be right. Like, no, I got to make you feel wrong. I got to make you feel the things that you're saying makes no sense. So here I go. Honestly, you should, like we said before, you should be more focused on educating somebody if they are wrong, because that's the only way that you're going to help them get past whatever, get better, I guess.